I was a week shy of turning 12 when Apollo 11 landed on the moon. I can remember staying up with my daddy at our home in Montgomery, Alabama that Sunday night, watching the TV as two very brave men skipped and hopped across the moon's surface.
Certain what we'll learn in the future will be as incredible as what we've learned in the last century, and it will be awesome.
Check one, check two.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Say, watch, this is history, and you're getting to see it happen. You will remember this.
Holy shit. Don't expect anything normal from this. You really shouldn't. Especially right now. You know, when they label you one of the worst things that the VTuber community has ever seen, you need to live up to that thing, don't you think? Well, yeah, there is a bit of an echo because it's the effect. A bit too much, yeah? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey everyone, how's it going? I really didn't know what to pick for the intro video since, well, you know. What does Kuririnji represent? Kuririnji represents the worst that you have ever seen when it comes to VTubers online generally. Well, not all of it. Mostly what interests me, because that's how it's always been, pretty much. And yeah, the squelch is also intentional. It's pretty much the sound that you make when you chew, and you try to talk with your mouth open. Yeah, thanks for the congratulations. Now I'm, just like you thought. I'm better now than 98% of the VTubers. I'm in the coveted 1% of VTubers, so to speak, that started streaming. Let me switch to something else because this is probably really annoying, as cool as it sounds. There's a bit of feedback on that one. So this is a bit better. So I'm just gonna keep this one. And if you want my normal voice, sorry to disappoint you, I fucked with my settings so much that if I wanted to return to my normal voice for this thing, you wouldn't be able to even listen to me because I would be so silent. That's how much these settings are fucked up. But yeah, that Ricardo video that you just saw as the opening. That girl that appears at the beginning, she used to be around on TikTok, I think she still is. I think she was trolled off the internet by 4chan and some other 4chan related boards. And whenever they tried to mess with her, they always posted Ricardo. So Ricardo Shock, amalgamation of Ricardo and System Shock 2 is probably the culmination of trolling that girl. The story is kinda ends on a bad note since she got doxxed and she went into hiding since she couldn't handle it anymore. I'm not sure if she returned or not, but I know her TikTok is active, so she might be re-uploading old stuff, but that's neither here nor there. We're here for the VTubers. The terrible VTubers. The e-girl VTubers. Hold on. Oh, there she is. Beyond all of her glory. The CP lover, as she put it. But first, a bit of information on this one. You guys probably know who Melia the Maid is. I don't know if he's in the chat today or not. Probably not, because he would otherwise announce himself. Well, Melia the Maid is kind of infamous in our circles. Why? Because he was Shimiku. He did blackface to fuck with people. And later on rebranded as Melia to fuck with people some more. And he decided to make an anti-lolly list on Twitter, posted it there, and added a lot of people. Of course, you expect what the fuck that would accomplish. He got a lot of people angry, and this is where this person comes in. She got a bit upset about that, so she decided to answer. And in all her wisdom, she decided to also accuse Caldi Octopus, the subject of our stream, of selling child porn. Or rather cheese pizza, as she later put it, and someone put it in the chat too. Let's bring up some stuff here. Here's the images for this. So this is the post that Melia made on his Twitter. He basically calls everyone out on how they're basically anti-lolly and that they don't belong in the VTuber community. You know, all the regular trolling. Doesn't really help anyone, of course, because, you know, the last thing that antis like is attention, of course. So, as you can see here, she got a bit upset about that. So, she wrote the usual, please unfollow me if you follow this guy. He's a pedophile, and I'm anti-pedo. And then she went on another rant on the topic of pedos. I see a lot of mutuals have body pillows on Cuddly Octopus. The reason I removed my pillow from their website was because they have several lolly and underage characters. Literally on front page, in full not safe for work on their site. Throw emoji. Seriously, reconsider the businesses you work with, people. If you need a new body pillow supplier, I got you. Please feel free to hit me up. Yes, I get that CO is accessible and easy to sell through, but it's really worth it. But is it really worth it to support straight up pedos like that? Morals over money, like always. We'll get to these exquisite images, courtesy of Lev Says Desu, later on. But yeah, here's basically where the thing went south for her, where she basically said all of these not safe for work images, all of these not safe for work, dakimakuras, RCP, and you're delusional if you think it isn't. So get off my page. And one of her, I think that's one of her members, one of her Discord members decided to chime in and basically agree with her. You'll see that this is very par for the course when it comes to her community. It's the regular. The next, I don't know if you're aware of this, Ref says this who did a video on her. You're probably aware, because that's pretty much where this issue got highlighted first. After it got posted by basically everyone that saw her likes. When it comes to this situation, she made two videos actually. The first stream where she basically said that all of the cool images found in her likes of underage anime characters she didn't know. She basically says she didn't know that they were underage. You have your Mikus here, you got your Megatoros, you got your I think that's Spider-Gwen, you've got your Karin from Blue Archive, and then you have these, which are kinda hard to mistake for any kind of adult. And if you're very anti-lolly, I'm not sure what you would be doing with these in your likes. There's no mistaking it. Someone is a lolly connoisseur here. Who else would be doing that? Why would you have these in your likes? Like, what motivated you to do this? And we'll have our answers shortly as she tries to explain away what she did. In a fashion that basically satisfies only her stream members. She doesn't care about explaining herself to the people that were pointing it out in her comments or anything like that, because that's not her audience. Like, why would you need to explain yourself to anybody else? Well, you see those rules for me, but not for D, applies differently here, because she has all the explanations in the world why these things are there and why she's so disgusted with herself and her choices. But just let us listen to herself, to her, as she tries to give us all of the context for this shit. Hold on. Oh yeah, if the volume levels are fucked up, please be sure to let me know. Other than my voice, which I can't fix. That's probably something I'll do later on, but it is what it is. Also, do you remember when she said that morals over money? For someone that says that quite a bit, you will you will hear her say that quite a bit. She has a lot of emotes that indicate her love of money. When I was looking up some information on her before the stream started, I went to her Discord and she has like two I think those were stickers or just animations that were related to money, which is kind of weird to me, but whatever, like, earn your keep if you can, you can. But yeah, someone that says that her morals are more important to her than money, she sure likes to mention money quite a bit, on top of having these emotes present. Yeah, let's skip around here a bit when she starts the stream. It starts here. Yep.
Hello. I will talk about it, Melia. You just have to be a little bit patient. That's the whole point of the stream.
See, even Melia is there, probably to troll her, and you'll be able to tell that she has been trolled a lot during the second stream that she did, mostly by Melia, but again, neither here or there.
Anyways, okay, so here, let's just get the first thing off. This body pillow at the top right behind me is
this is a good part.
A lolly. I just want to get that one off my chest before I remove the background, because I don't want to seem like I'm like just hiding that my background was there. That's the first body pillow that I ever got when I was 14 or 15 in the first convention I went to with my mom, and it was the only body pillow I was allowed to get because it was the only one that wasn't nude or like lewd. She's in a bathing suit on the other side, and she has like a pool floaty like covering like her crotch area, and it was the only one my mom allowed me to get because it was the only one that wasn't naked at the convention.
To explain away who that is, that's Cappuccino from Goshiusa, right there in the upper right corner. She sits there on those Sanrio, with those Sanrio characters in her lap. The backside of that, I think I showed that on Twitter actually. It's Chino in a swimsuit, and no, her crotch isn't covered. The floaty only covers her stomach. And I think there's a version of the dakimakura with a camel toe available, so that makes it pretty not safe for work. And I'm not quite sure why her mother would buy her that one of all things. I mean, it on the flip side kind of looks innocent to you, right? But on the back side it is kind of lewd. But I question another thing here, like, if you're anti-lolly, like, wholesale, and she will be repeating that several times throughout the stream, if you're very anti-lolly, why would you have that displayed in the first place? Because she doesn't say that she's, like, anti-lolicon, she says she's anti-lolicon and pedo, she makes that distinction between the two. Being anti-lolly, why would you have that on display? Like, you didn't know that she's a lolly? Like, do you know what a lolly is? I still question that if this person actually knows anything about the culture she surrounds her with. But yeah, let's let her continue.
So, anyways, I just wanted to like make sure I point that out before I like disable the background, because I don't know, I've never really like where you try to explain away your likes. No one's explaining away. I'm just giving some context, and people can have their own opinions. Anyways, I heard something about from Twitter. I shall see what this is. Hello, Draxion. Yeah, so this is basically, I'm gonna try to, I don't know how to like turn off half of my like tabs or whatever. We don't need to like talk down onto anybody, including the YouTube person, which I do feel.
You know, I think calling people pedophiles kinda includes talking down to them, but what do I know? I'm not a girl.
But wait, let me disable my background real quick. But I did want to point that out. My body pillow, like, in the background here. This is like, okay, so this stream is not going to be a very fun one. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Oh, my background. Let me see if I can just put this singular background behind me. But anyways, everyone. Hypocrisy is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, that's why we're talking about it. Yeah. Yeah, you call people pedos. I think we'll talk about all this, guys. Like, let's just like get through it. I'm just gonna explain what's happening for anybody who's like out of context. Anybody?
Again, her stream viewers, that's the only people she tries to explain herself to, even though she doesn't really need to. If you were there during the streams, there's logs. Her chat forgives her everything. Like, this is like a non-issue to their chat. Twitter is evil, she's getting harassed. All those people that she's talking about are pedophiles. Why would you give pedophiles the time of the day? All that regular stuff, all in her chat. I think the VOD for it is still up, so you can go and check it out to see what her chat members had to say about this. And this is all her community, so they really didn't mind. But she still felt compelled to explain herself to them. I don't know if this is some kind of purity ritual that she has going on or something, but I don't know, she felt that she needed to do a 2-hour follow-up stream where she says that she's very anti-lolly and all these things that she has in her likes are pretty much mistakes.
As a part of my community, you don't have to fight back to them. This is not me trying to persuade or hide or anything like that. I'm simply explaining everything that was happening because I'm terrible with typing and I just feel like it's way better to just talk about it, obviously. Anyways, guys. So yeah, we covered the body pillow. What happened last night was
Again, it still doesn't explain why you would display a lolly character in your room background if you're so anti-lolly. You just explain your mother body. Like, it's not really an explanation, it's just there. Is it sentimental value? I don't understand.
Or last night? Yes. VTuber for a body pillow clout. I didn't attack any VTubers actually. So there was this, listen, we'll explain. And we don't have to fight everyone in chat. Talking about it, Twitter is bad. Yeah, it's okay. Please, because I'm seeing this communities and now I'm getting confused to me. Yeah, I'm just like gonna explain and I'll like put it up. Anyways, it's okay. I'm just gonna let half of the chat run. I'm not really trying to like censor or delete people other than like just trying to like talk about it from start to finish.
She does, and she did censor people in the chat. I was there live, several people got banned. A lot of them were trolling, so I understand that. A lot of them were kind of rude to her and were spammy, so of course you wouldn't want that in your chat. But a lot of them have also brought up like valid points that were used against her, but she kind of dismisses them and keeps talking about herself, which we'll just see in a moment.
So if I feel something is kind of like out of context, I will kind of like delete it and you can resend it later. I'm not trying to like mute anyone. I'm not trying to like mute anyone. Like, I'm only trying to keep the context and start from start to finish so I can lay out the situation for everyone. This isn't a stream. This isn't a stream to like persuade or backtrack or anything like that. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm going to talk about it on Twitter. I mean, I'm going to talk about it here is because a lot of people are saying I'm backtracking or trying to cover up. everything is still there. If I wanted to, I could mute the conversation. I did hide some replies, but I unhid them only because some of them were just, one of them is just blatantly not true, and the other one was just like in all caps saying like, I don't know, something about lollies, and I just hid it. And now I unhid all of them, and everything is there.
Funny fact about her hiding tweets in reply to that calling Kaldi Octopus pedos and people that buy their dakimakura pedos. She only decided to unhide those comments when Rev dropped his video, and I even think that Rev actually dropping that video is the incentive that she needed to actually make the second follow-up stream. Other than that, she probably would have just left it be after that first stream where she just said that she made a bunch of mistakes and she wasn't really thinking. But yeah, when someone notable calls you out, it's usually what they do. You have to acknowledge them in some way, because probably people wouldn't leave her be, but you know.
Nothing is, like, you can still see the post, you can still repost everything. I think that's like one thing.
Viperous, she didn't really call out Rev as much as she mentioned Rev during that first stream of hers. Rev was mentioned by someone in her chat, and he said that Rev says this, so it's just some random account. It's just that she didn't know who Rev actually was. So, in hindsight, it's kind of hilarious because all of this happened because Rev made that video in the first place.
I just want to be really, really clear about is that nobody is trying to cover anything up. No one is trying to like push it under the rug. Obviously, I'm talking about it. And nobody is trying to like, I'm not here to persuade you. I just want to explain especially some of the accusations that are just completely left field. And you can have your opinion the same before and after this. Nobody covered it up actually. Yeah, and anything that's honestly just not the truth, I will delete. And I feel like I never say anything that's, if it's not the truth and you can't prove it, then I'm whatever. Anyways. No, I fucking hate lollies, that's the thing. And so let's start at the beginning, right? So I hate to call out names, but the Melia the maid person has, if you look at their account, actively talks about how like looting lollies is okay. Let me pull up their Twitter, and I'm not like, this is the context of the conversation and where it had started. So let me just give you the context. Waifu, we'll get to that. You just need to be a little bit patient so I can give some context to people who don't quite understand. In their bio, that's fine. I hate to honestly mention your name at all. I just want to give more context to the conversation. Right. And I see very obviously the clout is very important to you, so I will give you that. Their Twitter says lewd lollies succubus, and I think since day one, I've always been extremely against lollies and also looting lollies in general.
Again, that still doesn't explain the dakimakura that she has in her room, and it really doesn't explain her likes. It makes very little sense, other than, you know, mindlessly clicking around on Twitter, but all of her account is basically porn. She's a self-styled porn star, which, you know, doesn't really make sense. It's her likes. She likes this. Why else would she go through all of these artists and like several posts by the same artists? She was on their profiles a lot longer than she tries to explain away here.
So obviously that page has been making a post tagging people saying that they're anti. Antis are people who are against things like that or against the things that they're for. So talking about lollies, you said you stood by this. Yes, I have. And I think that there's proof from day one of me starting stream about that. It's all out there. I think there's no point in trying to hide things because obviously the truth will come out. So let's talk about it. So, right. They've come out with this list, and at first it seemed like a call-out list for people who are against like lollies or saying that it's pedophilia. Happy wife, you have to be a little patient. We're gonna get to this. Right. With calling lolicons pedos, I honestly just think that you're wrong, and that's fine. And you have to be able to sleep at night knowing that I think that that's wrong. So, right. I was not put on this list. I reposted it, and because some of my other friends were reposting that, they made the anti-list, that you're anti, you know.
Again, that's Melia fucking with people. Melia, if you ever listen to it, stop fucking with people.
You're anti-lolicon, you're anti, like, saying, like, pedos or lolicon. And I'm cool. I'm anti-pedo. That's great for me. So, thank you for that, putting me on that list. And the next thing was, I did mention, because this happened months ago. This happened months ago. And nobody is like, I think mostly every time I found a lolly account and stuff like that, like saying they're a lewd lolly and there's certain Twitter accounts, I have just completely not interacted with them. So no one is out here trying to harass you if you are a lolly. I just don't wish to associate. So, Melia, this is about me.
Yep. Melia again. But it's also about her, so...
Bestie. So, anyways. Right. So, on the same topic, like an hour or so later, I had mentioned... I said, on the topic of pedos... I'm reading the tweet exactly. On the topic of pedos, I see a lot of mutuals have body pillows. It's just not true. Alright. So, I said... I see a lot...
She interrupted there to ban someone, because I think that person, I can show it to you because I don't have the full VOD with the chat available, but someone basically told her that she has underage looking characters in her likes, and there's no excusing it, so she just banned that person.
A lot of mutuals have body pillows on Cuddly Octopus, and the reason I removed the body pillow from their websites was because they have several lolly and underage characters, literally on front page in full NSFW on their site. Throw up emoji. Let's see. I'm not trying to censor them. I'm just trying to like keep the train on the tracks of the conversation, and we can all talk about it after. I said seriously reconsider. I said, seriously reconsider the businesses you work with, and if you need a new body pillow supplier, I got you. I don't own a body supplying business. I did. I talked about that in the beginning, Dysnomia. That was the first body pillow I ever got, which this whole VOD will be up on Twitter, and I'll also keep it up on my page.
Again, Mary, I think the point is just prostrating yourself towards your audience. If any of them has anything against you after what was revealed about your likes and the general situation, I think this is the only reason why she does that, because otherwise this is a nothing burger for her community.
So you can go back and get all the information, but I did address that first before I removed my background, because I didn't want anyone to think like it was like I was trying to hide it or cover it up. I did explain that. Yeah, I'll say it again just for you. I got that body pillow when I was 14 or 15. It was the only body pillow I was allowed to get at the first convention I went to with my mom, because it was the only one that wasn't nude. And she has like a little floaty around her waist on the other side and like a one-piece bathing suit. So that's the context of that one. Take that how you will. That's just the context. Anyways, the second thing I said was, I don't know who you're talking about, but if it's not in the context of me, I will delete it. Seriously, I said, seriously reconsider the businesses you work with. People, if you need a body pillow supplier, I got you. I don't own a supplying business. I only work with a company that's actually just physically makes the body pillows, and I send them out. I send out my own body pillow. I don't send out anyone else's. So this isn't a business move. It was simply like, hey, if anybody doesn't want to work with them, I can give you a different business to work with. I'm not affiliated with them other than the fact that I get my body pillow, right? There's no hiding anything, you guys.
This would have been a lot worse for her if she was actually affiliated with anyone that worked as in the same kind of business that Cuddly Octopus does. So you really don't want to call other businesses pedophiles, tell them that they have committed serious crimes against children, and then drop another company in the same sentence. Like, that's not really very good advertising for the company you're trying to show.
I said, yes, I get that Cuddly Octopus is accessible and easy to sell through, but it's really worth it to support. But is it really worth it to support straight up pedos like that? Morals over money always. Which, yeah, right. So, what's up, Just? So right, I said that was the original post, and then I'll explain where it goes from there. And I think like I didn't want to like individually reply to everyone because I just think that just adds fuel to the fire, and I would like to just explain it from start to finish, and you can look at the context and all the information and have whatever opinion that you wish to have. There isn't any. Yeah, you can have whatever. That post alone will get you taken to court. And if they want to go to court, I think that's up to the company and not for Twitter people to decide.
This is probably one of the most arrogant things that she said. She doubles down. She basically doesn't apologize for anything. She just wants to keep calling that company pedophiles. She probably somewhere down the line realized that she's kind of insignificant to that business, maybe, and that they won't be taking any legal action against her. I mean, could Cuddly Octopus actually do in that situation? Sure, there's libel and slander. In some cases, I'm not a legal expert, so don't quote me on this. I don't think you need to prove actual damages happened, like as a result of her words. So Cuddly Octopus wouldn't be losing any business of her because of her, but I think there's cases where these libel or slander lawsuits do get through if the person that's actually committing the libel and slander knows for a fact that what they're saying is a lie, but continues to say that. I think in those cases there doesn't need to be any provable damages on the account of the accused person or the company.
If they want to go to court, I can have a lawyer, we can go to court. I think anything that can go to court, I don't even think that would be something that would be entertained by in a court of law. But at the same time, I obviously am not stupid to know that I'm making a public statement against a company, and I take full responsibility for that public statement. If anybody wants to take me to court for it, they're more than welcome to. And I'm not afraid of that. I don't think anybody should be. And I think if the court system says that I'm wrong, then the court system says that I'm wrong. But that's up to the court system. And nobody is trying to stop them. No one is trying to no one is saying that I wouldn't go to court, and no one is saying that I wouldn't lose. I know my rights, and I know in a court of law, this is something I'm very passionate about. They also have avatars. So the reason I'm gonna just say, they don't just have like lolly avatars or characters that are, are 110 or whatever. They have Powder from Arcane, and Powder from Arcane is, I don't know how old she is.
Still a lolly, still presented as a lolly on Cuddly Octopus, by the way. You can go look it up. I can't show it for obvious reasons.
Let's see how old. I know she's underage. 11 to 12. So that's just like a straight up child character. And that's just like on the front page. And I think people are saying like, oh, this nobody VTuber is trying to And also any like it's just a drawing conversations I'm just gonna delete because this isn't like the part of the debate we're having.
Yep, this isn't about explaining reasons why, fiction is fiction. This is about her explaining herself to her audience. She doesn't care to have a debate with anybody. She just wants to come out of clean out of all of this.
Having a different conversation, right? So, yeah, Parrot, we'll get to that. Let me just explain the situation from start to finish. So, right. That was like my main issue with the website. I had taken my stuff off of there almost a year ago. And it wasn't something I necessarily wanted to talk about publicly because I know a lot of mutuals have body pillows on there. I know that obviously it's a very popular website, and I didn't really want to start the Twitter fight because obviously it's a Twitter fight. So I had mentioned it on the topic of.
I didn't want to start a fight, but I called people pedos, and suddenly things came down on me, but I didn't start the fight. Who else did?
Being called anti-lolicon, anti-pedo, I had
I mean, you could argue that Melia started the fight, but Melia didn't call anyone pedo. Like she did. Melia didn't accuse a whole ass company of committing crimes.
mentioned it in that context, right? Nobody is doing this for clout. I think that honestly, this conversation isn't even like, it feels weird to even have my avatar. Like, I wish I could have my camera on, but I just woke up, right? So, anyways, no one's doing this for clout. No one, like, there's no clout to be had from this, in my opinion. I think that anybody who's ever been a part of my community knows that I won't even collab with people that I don't genuinely like or aren't genuinely my friends just for clout. Because in the end, my bills are paid. I'll always have my bills paid. I'll always have them taken care of, regardless of my small internet clout, which I think is very interesting. That I'll explain later. Someone also said that I have a very large Twitter following, which was nice to hear because I find I'm pretty much a nobody. I am a nobody.
Yeah, this is when she brightens up. She gets complimented. It's all about her. She gets very happy. You can see how distressed she is about all of this. Truly heartbroken about the serious accusations that she labeled against people.
So it's very interesting how this decided to blow up. Anyways, moving along. I don't look at myself like very highly. That isn't like the point. The point is not for clout. If you want to say it's for clout, you can say it's for clout. You can have your own opinions and your own ideas about the situation. I'm not here to change them. I'm just here to clarify, especially some of the more disgusting allegations, right? I'm not here to change your opinion. I never do that in conversations. I always say, like, here you go, here's the information, do as you wish. Moving on. So then the comments started to go like crazy. And I have been told that in the past, we'll get to that, Regals. You gotta be a little patient here. This is a very, unfortunately, like long story, and there's a lot of replies and a lot of information, which I will be addressing. So, right, when you can just not watch this now, and you can watch it in 2 times speed when the VOD is up.
Which is probably a good idea considering she starts repeating herself after some point. And we're just gonna do that. She's gonna speed along that video when she's done making the main points of her explanations.
Right, and yeah, and I don't want to mess anything up. I really just want to like make sure I get all the details, okay? So, right. The comments then were saying like, your likes are public, come on. I don't think that my likes are not public. I don't think anybody is saying that I don't think anybody originally thought likes were not public. I know that they're public. And obviously, and I talked about this last night,
On that first stream.
main person that said that was Rev Says Desu. And last night, they did get upset because someone in my chat mentioned their name, and I was reading, I said, Rev Says Desu. I was trying to make it click, and I said, oh yeah, I did see that random account. To me, that's a random account. I do acknowledge that there are have a much bigger platform and that they are much bigger than me on social media, and that is besides the point, but I am genuinely sorry that I did offend him by saying it was a random account. No one was trying to say that comment to make me look better. I just, in the context of this is the first time I've seen this account.
I'm really glad she has her priorities straight, apologizing to a guy that basically shat on her.
And that comment, it was a random account. No one is trying to discredit that they are a small account with small viewership. I'm sorry if that offended him dearly.
It's okay. She's apologizing to you, Rev. You like Lolicon. She considers you a pedo, but you're notable. You're notable, Rev, and that's good in her eyes.
Really, that was not the point. I was simply, it was a random account because it was random in the context. But it was random to me, and I do know that they're bigger and more, and you know, have a bigger community than I do, which is, I'm just mentioning that. Was not offended him, TBH. He did mention it in his video and had a good minute about it, so I just wanted to make sure I touch on that. This is gonna be like a very detailed, I'm touching on a lot of the details of
getting into good stuff now.
What was happening. So that is one of the details that I wish to touch on, because I'm not trying to piss him off. Wasn't even the point of the video. I know I'm just going through everything. Obviously, I haven't said everything yet, so. Name dropped him because your viewers to send hate to him. I actually didn't mention him first. If you want to go look at the VOD, someone in my chat brought up the name, and I read the name out loud, and as I was talking to chat about it. Yeah, someone typed it in chat first. If you don't believe me, it's all up there. You can go watch it yourself. Yeah, and you can see it in his video as well. So, right, he said, your likes are public, like, come on. So, I didn't really know what they were talking about, and there's a few screenshots that are up there.
By a few, she means several tens of screenshots, if not hundreds, if people bother to look further into her likes.
It looks like one of them is taken down. Oh no, this one is up, okay. There's a few screenshots in there, and I'm not talking about the video yet. I'm gonna talk about the Twitter thread, and then I'll get down and dirty with the video. Sorry, excuse me. And I will admit that, like, there's two in this one thread, and there's two in this one thread, which is one of the main 4 pictures that's going around. They are flat-chested, but it's like a behind view. The captions are in Japanese, and...
Let's look at those images once more. Just a sec. Yeah, flat-chested, behind view. She's referring to that bunny suit one on the right side, because that's one of the few images that was shown to her. But the rest of these, kind of hard to explain. I mean, to those aunties where everything looks like a child, it's kind of hard to mistake these for anything but a lolly. And considering she's staunchly anti-lolicon, you'd probably have a good idea what a lolly is, so once again, I don't understand the logic here. I think she's just trying to backstab this issue. I think she just liked lollies and she got caught. And now she's just trying to look innocent to her audience, and that's about it.
And the conversation is in Japanese, and one of them is a sketch. And I do feel terrible because I'm not well knowledgeable.
Do remember that she not only considers people that like this stuff pedophiles, she also considers the art that's produced there as CP, so illegal stuff.
On manga, anime, and all this kind of stuff. So I didn't know that the characters were underage.
Again, She doesn't know anything about manga, anime. She went into those points during her last stream as well. She said that she doesn't really read manga, she doesn't really watch anime, yet all of her appearance is plastered with the anime aesthetics. There's all kinds of anime and manga likes on her Twitter. She has merchandise, yet she knows nothing about it. Kinda suspicious.
Two that are flat-chested have other views of them that as scrolling on Twitter, and if you can go through my likes, I do like a lot of shit really late at night and just scrolling. I'm not trying to discredit that.
I'm just scrolling through the same artist account and liking several art pieces by the same artist in a sequence. I don't think that's mindless scrolling through Twitter. I think that's deliberately going into someone's profile and checking what they have in store there, and then just, window shopping, and then clicking that like button to see what she likes.
I'm not trying to say that that's not true. I did comment on one of them. You can find it. I said I didn't know that they were underage. I don't play that game. I'm going to go unlock and block the person.
Again, she went through her likes after all of this was over. She unliked a lot of stuff. But if you go to her profile right now, if you're not blocked by association with me or by association with Rev, you would probably be able to find a lot of underage characters still there, because she literally has thousands of these things there.
And block the artist, right? And I think one of the main things that really kind of bothered me was people saying that I was covering it up. I'm not covering it up. I acknowledged it before I unliked and before I unfollowed. And yeah, no one is saying...
In that sense, she should unfollow every single one of the Japanese artists that she likes there, because all of them draw underage characters, because she's not only about the lols, she's also about the underage characters. Doesn't matter what they look like.
No one is saying that they weren't in my likes. They were in my likes, but if you look at my likes as a whole, I think there's a big difference between liking a picture as you're scrolling and your entire personality. And
again, she's a self-styled virtual porn star. She calls herself a coomer on Twitter. She has 90% pornographic likes, and she says that she's not making this all of her personality. Then what the fuck is she, if not what she just described?
Your entire sexual orientation is flat-chested, lolly, like pedophilic stuff.
I mean, just based on her likes before she removed them, I'd say she would be into mostly underage characters, because there's very few adult characters in her likes before all of this happened.
And I don't really think that there's much to be argued here. I'm not trying to argue with anyone, because 99% of the people who were like coming after me were accounts that were actively looting lollies or had in their bios talking about how it's okay to loot lollies. And I do apologize for those pictures. Nobody is saying that those didn't happen. No one is saying that those weren't in my likes. No one is trying to cover that up. It was a genuine mistake. You can believe me or not believe me.
A genuine sequence of mistakes numbering in the thousands. Alright.
And yes, based upon my conversation and my reasoning, that is very hypocritical. And I think that on my part, yeah, that is very hypocritical, which is why I felt so disgusting and so bad about it. It was because,
You can tell how bad she feels about it.
Number one, I don't want to even be... Oops. Hold on, I meant to disable those.
Yeah, she's very distraught about her situation. She's completely mind broken by all of these underage characters she has in those lives.
Disable that. Sorry, that's awful. Anyways, that's funny. Anyways, my thing is that, right? Yeah, I'm not. No one is saying that it's not hypocritical. No one is saying that that's not what happened. All I'm saying is that if you've known me or followed my content or followed me as a person for a very long time, you would know that this is something that I'm actively against. And
Again, I don't understand this point. If you're actively against something, you have to know it for a fact. You have to know the aesthetic that you're against, and you have to be able to identify the aesthetic that you're against. Yet, all of these very lolly-like looking characters in her likes, meaning she either doesn't understand what she's against, or she actively likes this shit, and she's just lying. Like, I don't see any other explanation. I cannot magic this away.
It just feels disgusting to know that these characters were underage. And I think that's on me. I think that's on me for not researching the character or knowing the character. I am a very, I don't know a lot of anime. I don't know a lot of characters, and I
don't think you need to know any anime or read any manga to be able to see a small character and, at least vaguely see that it has childlike characteristics, even if it's not meant to be a cartoon child.
I think that's, honestly, that's my fault. That's my fault for not being well acknowledged and also just liking that. And I think it is pretty hypocritical, and it's honestly shameful. I think it's pretty disgusting. I obviously am extremely against, I'm honestly extremely against, lollies and child pornography and stuff. So it does feel pretty disgusting to know that some of the avatars and art pieces I was liking, blank-mindedly were lollies.
I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know I liked child porn. I wasn't aware it was child porn. Those childlike looking characters looked of age to me. I'm not a pedophile, officer. Please believe me. Officer, where are you taking me? Officer, these are just cartoons, please.
And I think I'm acknowledging that because I think it's gross. I've been up all night because I think it's truly gross.
And do you honestly believe that this thing kept her up all night? Really? Do you really believe it, chat? Do you really believe it?
And you can go see all the information and all the content and stuff in the replies, right? So I don't think Twitch partnership would be upset about me accusing a company when it's not really accusing, that there's just real kind of information. It's just right there.
It's not accusatory. Not at all. You just called the company a bunch of pedophiles. No, Twitch won't care. People didn't get departnered for less than what you did, but again, she looks like she's testing the grounds for this. I don't know. I don't feel good about, removing anyone's access to income, but she really feels like she's really trying to test people if she's gonna get reported on that or not. It really baffles me what the fuck she's trying to do with this.
Anyways, and I think Twitch can make that decision. You can, do whatever. I'm obviously just here to talk about it, and you can have your own opinion.
I really think she's confident. Nothing's gonna happen to her, and I do think nothing's gonna happen to her.
About anything, right? So some of the characters were underage in cases like Ilya Fate series, hence she clearly is underage among other posts too. I don't know that character, you'll have to like give me the exact reference. I think for some of them that are flat-chested, it's like the sketchy one just looks like a sketchy thing, and I'm not trying to explain or uncover or not talk about it. I'm obviously talking about it. I'm just explaining like where my mind was at, that I couldn't even remember where the likes were. And there is one post where it's like in Japanese and they translate it like, oh, my stepsis is going through puberty, and that one is honestly like that's on me, because I don't actively translate tweets when I'm just scrolling, and the art was very well endowed, and that's my bad for not actively like making sure that I wasn't being a hypocrite, and I acknowledge that.
I mean, if you're very anti child porn, as you say, wouldn't you be diligent about that kind of thing? Wouldn't you be checking for these characters to remain pure, so your ideology doesn't crumble?
So I acknowledge that, and that was my bad for not translating the post. Olivia Fate, she lives as a child. She is a child. Actual hentai. I don't know how you could mistaken her for adult. I don't know which one that is.
I can show you which one that is. Hold on. And I have a cursor available and enable it. See, there's that Ilya image as a magical girl, right next to the bunny girls, to the bunny girl. That's the exact image. Again, everything well and down. Not really. No, not at all.
And I'm just sorry. I don't know what to say other than I just didn't know. And any of them that were like flat-chested, 90% of them were completely covered or general art pieces, and they were.
What does it mean, general art pieces? Like that's not an explanation. Again, going back to that image. Here, Sora from Blue Archive on upper left there. Her skirt is getting lifted, and she has nothing under that skirt. I think that's what it was. So, kinda unmistakable what's going on in that image. So, I don't know how she made that mistake.
So deep down in my likes, I was going in my likes last night.
Nope, not deep down. It was before she removed them. It was like the 10th or 5th, something like that. Like, so it was pretty on the surface.
Trying to find anything and screenshot it so that I could have it. It's a Google search away. But if I don't know the character's name.
But then again, if your likes are full of underage characters, it's probably hard to find the specific one that you're looking for.
I don't know how to look it up, and I think that's my bad for taking that chance and not looking it up. And I do acknowledge that is pretty much my bad for not being more of a vigilante about it and more like looking for it. And have apologized, and likes were spread over many months. You admit the mistake. I don't agree with your opinions, but I respect your taking accountability and admitting the mistakes happened.
This is less accountability or more trying to be buddy with her chat. So, chat doesn't turn away from her at any point, because that may happen. Someone may call her on her bullshit eventually, but doubtful.
Yeah, I think that the truth will always come out. So that's why I'm going to talk about it. And nobody is trying to hide anything. I hid 4 comments in the beginning, and then I unhid them because I said this is just not worth it. I think.
No, because Jeff called you out. This is the only reason I'm calling that.
Hiding is admission to guilt. So everything is there. The tweet is still replyable. The tweet is still quote replyable.
I mean, Kirk, you can catch her again right now. She still has underage characters in her likes. It's not like they went away. She would have to delete all of them.
It's all there because no one is trying to like change your opinion about it, and nobody is trying to persuade you or lie to you. All the content is there, so you can go. And you have to know this about me, that I'm extremely dyslexic, which is why I don't find a liking towards words or translating words. It's not an excuse, it's just my train of thought.
I'm kind of dyslexic. I mean, not severely or anything, but it happens that you make mistakes. And dyslexia manifests itself differently depending on the person. But what she's talking about, I don't think that has anything to do with dyslexia.
So 90% of the posts that I didn't translate, when I could have easily translated them, I should have.
Dyslexia doesn't make you an airhead. Dyslexia is something else entirely.
Oh god, this song. Sorry, I just don't like it to be completely silent. So, right. No one is admitting no one is saying that didn't happen, that isn't there, and that isn't hypocritical. I think it's very hypocritical. I think it's honestly disgusting. I feel disgusting because I would never want to be associated with lolly lovers. I would never want to be
I mean, you have that label now. It's not going away.
associated with pedos. I would never want to be associated with liking underage things. And I think there's a huge difference between clicking like on a few posts and
Few thousand posts, sorry.
actively making your personality about the fact that it's okay to lewd underage characters.
Again, thousands of likes of underage characters.
And that's where my headspace is about that. One of the posts, I do want to read all of your guys' chat, so I'll have to just go back and scroll up.
After she banned most of the people that were opposing her.
But give me a second. One of the posts where someone is stating that it is a 3D RAPE situation with an underage character.
Now, that one was contentious because even I thought that looked very suspicious. I think it was Kara from Detroit, from the Cage game. I didn't play it, I don't know much about it, but I had to look it up later after I saw it because it did look pretty suspicious. And if you know anything about Source filmmaker stuff, they do make a lot of that stuff that looks very hyper-realistic. I'm not about that stuff. It looks very bad. Just don't. But the way I mistook it for an underage character, and a lot of other people did too, is because that character was getting railed by someone huge, and in comparison, Kara looked very small.
I don't play any Pokemon games, and that's on me. And I think anybody who knows me and talks to me outside of stream knows that I don't play any Pokemon. I don't know anything about Pokemon. I like shooter games. I'm very like simple-minded.
Yep.
And that's my fault. I take responsibility for that completely. But anyways, one of the posts saying that it was 3D RAPE video of an underage character from a video game. It's not. That one I think was the kind of turnover for me to say, okay, I'm gonna talk about this. Because that character, even at the end of the video, says the model number of that character, which is the 27-year-old motherly figure in the video game. She's a motherly figure. She's 27 years old. She's a robot. And it says the model number at the end. And I literally looked last night because I was like, there's no fucking way that this is a kid. Like, if I did this, bro, that's fucked. And I looked.
I mean, even she didn't know, so, you know, It is what it is.
It's the model car. It's the Cara model,
Did I just like child porn? I have to check.
which is a 27-year-old model. The actor is 30 years old, and you can go look it up. At the very end of the video, it's like AX400 or AX200. I don't know. I don't remember exactly the number, but it was Kara's number, and you can go look at the video. And it's Cara. Cara is the adult motherly figure in the video game. So, anyways, that was like the one turning point of a video where I was like, okay, this is just completely bullshit and wrong. And they said, like, one of the posts said, "Lolly, quote, Lolly is bad, watches realistic animation of realistically animated children being RAPED." Why? What is this song? I'll change it. I don't know, I just needed background noise. I don't know what to play. I didn't want it to be like inherently sad, because I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad for me. I just wanted tunes.
I want to play sad songs for my explanation video.
Right, so that's a video of Cara. It's just goofy, okay. So, right, that's a video of Cara, and I think that was the turning point for me of like, okay, I just don't want to not say anything because that's just disgusting. And it's not a child. It's really not. It's Cara. She's 27 years old, her actor is 30 years old, and that's that. So going back to all of the likes and talking about the Rev Says Desu video, Rev went through like some of my deep likes, like way back in time, and I like a lot of shit. I was up till 10 a.m. scrolling on my phone trying to find anything. If you've noticed, I've unfollowed a shit ton of accounts. Any accounts that were in Japanese or had retweeted, I went through people's retweets, which I still wish to go back. I know exactly where I am in my follow list and where I need to continue.
She gave up. Eventually, she gave up on it.
And I'm saying this because nobody is trying to cover anything up. I think that's my number one thing, is that I don't want you to think that anybody is covering anything up. It's all out there. It's all in the replies. You can go to everybody's accounts. I did block people that were giving me death threats.
I haven't seen any, and I follow this conversation very closely, and I really didn't see any death threats directly there. Might have missed them, but personally I didn't see any.
But besides that, I didn't really block anybody except for some people that were reposting the Cara picture, because the Cara one is it's an adult, so that one was just clearly false.
Most of the comments she got were like, "Your likes are public. You have these, and these in your likes." That was the majority of the comments that she got on Twitter.
Right. So I think that I don't really know. Like, see, I'm trying to think of anything else. There was anything else I wanted to say. Interesting stream, but I have to go roleplay underage Pokemon. Ew, disgusting. Let me just spam that one. You can watch the VOD on Twitter or something. I can't do it. It's not working. Oh, there you go. Twitter and Twitch long talks are a deep hole to go down to. Thank you. Or, yes, you're right. If it was way back, I would entirely have given you that point. It's not really. I think some of them weren't. A lot of them that were featured in the videos were. And like, I guess I could pull up the video. Oh yeah, one of the other comments was Good Smile and Nendroid having official cast off Roxy. If you're going to do, I don't know who Roxy is. Official cast off Roxy. If you're going to do this, then you might as well excise yourself from the hobby. So the picture in question is My Melody and Kuromi little bodysuits that you can buy for your Nendroid characters. And I don't go on Good Smile very much. It popped up there. I obviously don't know characters. We've talked about that, which is my bad. I should start looking up more characters.
I mean, if you're gonna be an anime VTuber that looks like this, I mean, someone could make the argument, "Oh, I just like the aesthetic," but This goes a bit beyond just liking the aesthetic, considering how much merch you surround yourself with.
But that was the reference in supporting Good Smile was that. And honestly, I don't want to support Good Smile if that's the case. So yeah. I'm trying to think if there's like other comments I wanted to touch on. I think there's screenshots from like ecchi panels. There's screenshots from ecchi panels of art, but there's no like caption, there's no faces, there's no characters.
But they are wearing school uniforms. But considering that she says that she knows nothing about this particular hobby, he would just write it away as her not knowing again.
And I think that is also another one of those, that's on me for not triple checking the content and making sure that they were of age. I think saying that they look of age is an inherently bad phrase because it is very hypocritical to what I was saying. But at the same time, my intentions of liking anything was the fact that I was liking it because either mindlessly scrolling or they're well endowed, which I'm mostly associate well endowed people with being an adult.
Still doesn't explain all of these Flatchester girls from the same accounts by the same artists. Makes no sense.
And that's inherently my fault. I think I've obviously learned now that just because they're well endowed does not mean that they are of age, especially if I don't know the character. And I just take full responsibility for that. I don't think anyone should not, and nobody is covering it up. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm really not. It's really all out there. So I'm just trying to put it out there. I'm just trying to talk about it. So let me look through chat because I know that there's a few points that I'm missing. And I think, yeah, based upon my opinion of saying that if you like this stuff, you're a pedophile. Yeah, I think what I said was, I think it was very hypocritical of me to have those few likes of characters that I just didn't know. And I'm honestly, that's just fucking idiotic of me, like truly. I shouldn't have to wiki every character age I come across on Twitter. I think that this is like a very good like learning point of that. I especially being someone against all that type of shit should do that. And I do take that really seriously. And
Well, again, you don't. Thousands of likes says to me that you don't.
I think that's something that I would do. I think to not be hypocritical in that sense. Car's an adult, but what about the Pokemon character Lily? Which picture were you referring to? Because I think inherently looking at Lily, when I looked it up, yeah, she looks young and I didn't know. I don't follow the Pokemon franchise. I do know there was one Pokemon thing that I liked when I was looking at the screenshots. And that's another case of she was well endowed, so I didn't assume she was underage, and I didn't see the Pokeball on the bed. I was honestly not looking at that.
Officer, I didn't see the Pokeball. You have to understand, officer, I didn't see the Pokeball. I didn't know there was an underage trainer. The Pokeball wasn't there.
And that's my fault. And there was also no name attached to it, I think, if it's the right post that I'm thinking about. So that's just like my fault.
If the Pokeball isn't there, you must have quit.
If we're thinking about the same picture, which is why I asked for the reference, which obviously can't be sent in chat, but you can tag me in it on Twitter. It is not clear you are calling people to report this content. U.S. authorities have told people to stop reporting hentai because it's wasting resources. I think that if the U.S. authorities want to get me in trouble, that's fine, but I don't, and want to be upset at me for, quote, wasting resources, they can go ahead and get me in trouble for that.
Why is she inviting trouble for herself? Is she so confident nothing's gonna happen to her? Or are her moral values so strong that she knows she'll be fine even if she gets punished for it? She won't, but you know, weird grandstanding on principles.
Yeah, they can go ahead and get me in trouble for that. I don't really think I'll be listening to somebody on Twitter to not report things like that. If the U.S. government wants to get me in trouble also and want to go into
Exceptional.
wants to have me, quote, lose in court against Cuddy the Octopus, then sure, we can go ahead and do that, but that's up to the U.S. government. That one was literally posted 4 days ago. Which one was that? Characters that couldn't be mistaken as adults. Yeah, so some of the ones that were flat-chested, I honestly think were, I think it's gross. And 90% of the ones that were flat-chested were clothed. And sure, if you wish to call the police, you can. Nobody is stopping anybody from having an opinion or not taking action in the way that they wish to, which is why I haven't muted. I haven't stopped the conversation on the post, because I think that immediately is like guilty. And I think the information is there, the screenshots are there, the posts are there.
She didn't stop the conversation, yet there's locked replies, and she blocked a heck of a lot of people, so that's stopping the conversation there.
Everything is there, you can look at it, and you can decide on your own. Nobody is
I mean, I'm blocked, and I just told her that her likes are public.
telling you not to. I'm just here to clarify some of the questions, and especially that Kara post, which I think was honestly one of the most disgusting ones to even say was close to what people were suggesting it was. Wandering on the term pedophilia only helps actual predators. That's exactly what she did. She's claiming that lolly is pedophilia. How does that seem even remotely fine to you? You don't have to agree or see eye to eye on it, but I think sexualizing underage kids is inherently pedophilia. And I think that glorifying it and...
Not sure which one of these art pieces that she liked herself glorifies anything, but again, you know.
Like an art way is, and especially in the culture of VTubing, which I've talked about a lot, about how I hate, I just don't understand the pedo baiting. Like, you can get your money, but the pedo baiting is inherently boosting up pedophiles. It's creating a community for them to say like this is
Glorifying, normalizing, whichever buzzword you want to use for that.
this is okay, which I think is one of the another going back to the likes. Another reason why I think it's extremely disgusting that those were in some of my likes. No one's saying that they weren't. I just want to keep saying that because nobody's trying to cover up anything here, for real. I just want you to just hear the information and yeah.
Again, she didn't attack anyone, she didn't want to start any conversations about anything, yet she's here making an explanation stream and accusing people of pedo baiting. Excellent.
I think there's a point that I'm missing here. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to say. I think like
She really doesn't think much of any kind of accusations that she's making. It's like calling an idiot. Like calling an idiot by her. She doesn't really understand the weight of these words.
wait, now I will say, will you be addressing VTuber Cringe about the whole mess?
No.
This is kind of my addressing. I will link the VOD on Twitter. I will keep the VOD up. You can watch it if you want. You can not watch it if you don't want. I'm terrible at editing. I don't want to edit anything out. I'm obviously here live trying to acknowledge where I messed up and make some clarifications on the parts that I didn't or needed clarification. So, yeah, they can watch this and respond, but I will not be
I can't respond, you blocked me, you son of a bitch.
interacting at all on Twitter, because I think Twitter, a lot of people want to bandwagon there and obviously don't see the whole picture, and that's fine. They can have their own opinion. I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion. I'm not trying to change anyone's opinion. I'm not trying to cover anything up. It's all out there and you can go ahead and look at it. There's a difference between mindlessly scrolling Twitter at 6 a.m. and liking good art styles versus actively seeking characters you know are underage. Yeah, and I think that it's not even necessarily right that I was mindlessly scrolling Twitter and finding pictures that were... I don't want to use any positive words because I feel pretty disgusting even associated previously likes where I thought they were.
I mean, this is the only way it makes sense in her mind, that she was mindlessly scrolling Twitter and just, liking means nothing. I didn't think much when I was liking all of these underage characters. It doesn't mean anything. I was just being stupid. I was being stupid thousands upon thousands of times.
Of age, I feel pretty disgusting associating any characters that I now know are underage with any positive or sexual words, so I don't really want to do that. I do think that there is definitely a difference in
hot, Connie, I'm lacking words.
Anybody who knows me, for me, I've been very active in trying to stop. I think I pick my battles, and so I have openly talked about it. And when people come in trying to head pat or woo or tell me to say Oni-chan and stuff like that,
Oh yeah, that's a weird hang-up she has. She thinks saying Oni-chan in a cute voice is pedophilic as well. So that's her mindset.
I'm completely against that. And yeah, my whole brand is a bratty fox girl stepsis. That's me, and stepsisters are not. They're not related.
It's okay. It's okay if it's non-blood related incest. That's right.
It's a joke because people kept calling me mommy, and I don't feel
I can't with this woman.
comfortable with being oh, you're such a good that feels so gross to me. That feels pedophilic, bro. Because mommy, it's an inherently a DDLG relationship.
Oh, I didn't even remember this one, but this is also pedophilic to her. Come on, man.
Go down that path, which isn't always I know mommy is a mature term, but I'm obviously a 23-year-old woman, and I put my age out there all the time. That the stepsis thing was a play off of people calling me mommy. And the stepsis thing wasn't a thing to be oh,
I don't know how that works.
Stepsis. I'm your fucking 24-year-old stepsister. We're not even related. So that's kind of where that came from. It's a difference between, hey, I like a bunch of random pictures, fall in this category without knowing, and I will defend this category with my life because I love every single part of it. Yeah, and I think if you look at a lot of the screenshots and a lot of the accounts, not all of them, but a lot of the...
This is the point I actually got to. I don't remember much of this. That's why this is also new to me. You can probably understand how sitting through 2 hours of this alone was painful enough.
Accounts are people who defend lollies and are upset at me because I called liking lollies in a sexual way pedophilic. And I think if that doesn't tell you a lot about kind of where their intentions at, or why they're doing this, not all the accounts. I think that you can make your own opinions and your own assumptions about that. Well, and did I feel like someone did her dirty? I don't know, but if you look at the likes that were mentioned, it was, I don't know which one Lily is. I feel bad. I should look it up, but yeah. A lot more people could be done to help real kids versus complaining about fiction, but alas, I made one tweet about it, about something that happened 6 months ago, and everybody seemed to think it was a clout grab, yet it wasn't originally a clout grab, but it seems that a lot of people have decided to make it a clout grab, which is on them.
I mean, why else would you post a thing like that to the public, if not to get attention from someone? That's what social media is for. You want to share information with people, and you want to get attention through it, so why else would you signal that sort of thing?
And I have donated to shelters, and I have helped people, and I used to nanny a lot, and I used to help educate
Suspicious.
the parents, and I even one time sat down with all the parents, and we talked about the safety and stuff of the internet, because all of them started to play video games. And I've talked about this.
I mean, considering how little she knows about lollies, anime culture, and all of that thing, the things that she finds pedophilic, how can she advise anyone on anything? I don't get it.
this way before this about how I would love to one day do something where to educate parents, because I don't necessarily think it falls on the adults. I mean, it falls on the kids. I think it falls on the adults for child safety online. So I have talked about this, and I think this is another reason why I wanted to go live and talk about it, because it's something that I'm obviously very passionate about. A cheerleader outfit pulling up the skirt. I did see that one, and I did acknowledge that one. So does that mean you have to check to see flashes of anime girls for their age? I think that me moving forward and being obviously on this stance that's very important to me, I think yes. I
Nope, still underage characters you'd like. At this very point, you can go and check.
will be doing that. And I think that I would honestly just
She just gave up.
stay away from any character that is flat-chested at all.
So 90% of them, because anime is a lot of underage characters.
Even if they are of age. There are actual children being abused as we speak, and you're reporting anime on Twitter. I didn't report anything. I made one tweet about it, and I blocked artists that I wasn't okay with their art style. I'm not out here being a Twitter warrior. I think a lot of people have put a lot more effort into being Twitter
That's my job.
warriors, responding back to me when, if they really are against it, could also be doing something. Everyone here, I don't think she has watched the rep. I did watch it. Without argument with a very small child that looks like lollies. I did actually acknowledge that. People have these arguments here from the walk-ins. Yeah, and I think that's why I'm not really trying to change anybody's opinion, and I'm not trying to be like, actually you're wrong, you're this. It's all out there, it's all there, the video is up there. I'm here to clarify some of the points and also acknowledge that I think it is truly disgusting that I had those in my likes and I mindlessly scroll. That's completely on me. I feel
Mindlessly. Point of contention, mindlessly.
disgusting. I feel like I think that's the part where it makes me feel really sad and disgusting, because I think it is truly sad and disgusting, and I don't even know what to say to that. I think it's just, anybody who knows me is that I'm completely against that. The likes were there and nobody's saying that they're not there. And yeah, it's pretty fucking disgusting, I think. That there were even some in there of underage characters that I didn't know were underage. And I just based it upon the art, which I think is a shitty...
Yeah, as Racklad was saying, that the mindless part is the only part I also only believe here.
Shitty and hypocritical argument. I think it's pretty disgusting as well. Nobody is saying that it's not. Nobody's trying to cover it up. I did respond to 2 posts saying that I would be unliking and blocking said artists. And I don't think that's covering it up. I did tell people that that's what I was doing. Because I wanted people to know that I wasn't trying to just get rid of the evidence. I think the truth will always come out, which is what I hope happens here. So.
Oh, there's a lot more truth to it. I mean, the lolly thing is just one thing. There's one more set of accusations that are floating around about this person, which I only found out, like, a few hours ago when I was trying to look up more information about her. She's apparently also very petty, but we'll get to that eventually, when she's done meandering these points and running herself ragged in circles.
I'm still scrolling on chat, so give me a second. Oh, that's the whole picture then. Yeah, which is why I wanted to say something. I did mention that. No, art is not real, but at the same time, VTubers aren't real, and I think if you're gonna use that same argument.
Again, if VTubers aren't real people, remember, you're just anime avatars, you aren't real people.
Of that it's not real, then
This is the dumbest argument she made all evening.
I think if you're going to use the argument that it's not real and doesn't actually damage anybody, it does, because it fosters a culture that does damage people in real life. The other Kara, because the creator deformed the Kara 3D model to form to a lolly's body type. Kara has always been flat-chested and been a petite woman. She's also always been a motherly adult figure. I mean, adult, yeah, like a emotionally adult figure. So your problem is strictly with the character's age. Would make more sense based on their body types, looking 100% like a kid. After all, those characters don't exist, so their age is kind of irrelevant. I don't agree with that. Try to understand your point here. My point here is that I'm acknowledging that some of my likes were pretty hypocritical based upon what I had
Most of them, again, not just some, most of them.
said, and I think it's pretty disgusting, and nobody's tried to cover that up or not say that. My point still stands with Cuddly Octopus. If they want to take legal action, they can. If anybody wants to continuously be upset with me about being hypocritical, they can. I'm not here to change your opinion. I'm here to clarify. I think one of the main reasons why I wanted to come on here and talk about something was because of the Kara video. I think that one was like, okay, for real, that's not even what's happening, and that one was honestly a truly disgusting accusation. And I do feel gross knowing that some of the avatars were underage. And the Miku art, I had a conversation in Discord the other day. I genuinely thought Miku was of age, and that's another one of, that's completely my mistake, and being an unknowledgeable anime enjoyer. I really genuinely thought she was 18. And I think it's disgusting that was even in my likes. I genuinely thought, and I think there's no way for me to really even like prove that theory or prove that that's truly what I thought. And so you'll just have to take it for what it is or not. And I'm not here to make you take it how it is or not. I just feel disgusting. I genuinely thought she was of age, and that's my bad. I've liked Miku stuff for a long time. I've only known a few songs. I just like her style a lot, and that was really my fault. I do acknowledge that. I'm not trying to cover anything up. I'm genuinely trying to say sorry because I think it's really fucking disgusting.
And sorry to her audience, nobody else, because she doesn't care about anybody else, just her audience's opinion about what she's up to, which is normal. If you care about your audiences, sure, but she really doesn't care, is all I'm saying.
I think the Oni-chan thing, Oni-chan bro, step sis, I give up. The Oni-chan thing is that it's like, it inherently, when people ask you to say Oni-chan, they want you to say it like a little kid. So that's why I'm against saying that, and I think it's weird. And I'm obviously, you can have siblings, step siblings that are adults, I think.
And part one ended. Let me put up part two, which is luckily shorter because she's just running around in circles at this point. Hold up.
I just like her style a lot, and that was really my fault. I do acknowledge that. I'm not trying to cover anything up. I'm genuinely trying to say sorry because I think it's really fucking disgusting. I think the Oni-chan thing, Oni-chan bro, step sis, I give up. The Oni-chan thing is that it's like, it inherently, when people ask you to say Oni-chan, they want you to say it like a little kid. It's really I'm Oni-chan kid. I'm 24. My community is above 18. Yeah, so the Miku art is pretty disgusting to me, and I feel like an idiot for not knowing, and that's the truth. Isn't that what most VTubers do nowadays? Yeah, but it's not about most VTubers, this is about me.
Yep, it's all about her. It's not about anybody else.
Just because I'm not trying to drag the blame away from anyone or anything. Like going back to baseline, this all started from me calling out originally a company that sells avatars and characters that are literally 11, not 111, that are literally 11. And that's my problem with it originally. And I will say it again, it is pretty hypocritical, the things that were in my likes. No one is saying that it's not.
I mean, even if there were 111, she'd still think it's pedophilic, so I don't know why she's trying to make this argument here right now.
I honestly think it's extremely disgusting, and I feel fucking
It's all the same
disgusted.
shit.
I thought I didn't check, or that I didn't know, and that I blatantly like something randomly for an art style, or I don't want to use any like positive words because I just don't want to associate that type of art style or that stuff with any positive or like, you know, that kind of language. Mention something that is illegal in almost any country. Yeah, I don't, you know, you can, yeah, I don't really, yeah. Think they're upset because they said Cuddly Octopus has lolly stuff
Her brain kind of malfunctioned there for a second.
on there, but your likes were the exact stuff, called lolly about it, pretty sure that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like the main conversation, which is why I decided to address it. But I do want it to be known that 90% of the accounts that wanted to use my likes against me were people who were defending lollies. Lollies in a sexual sense. So if that doesn't say their intentions to you,
Their intentions were basically saying one of us, one of us, one of us, that's what it was.
or whatever intentions that does say to you, then there you go, you can take that for what it is. I do feel terrible for the likes. I'm not saying I don't. I've been up since I haven't even slept. I had a bad dream last night about this whole situation. And so I woke up and I was like, dude, I just have to say something. Like, I originally wasn't gonna say anything because I know my truth.
No, because Rev made a video.
I know who I am as a person. My friends know who I am as a person. My community knows who I am as a person. I don't really feel the need to prove my intentions or to change any opinions. I did want to clarify and apologize for the mistakes that were made, but also clarify all this. Hold on, I'm trying to read. In my opinion, out of the window, I'm out. Good luck, anti-person. All sounds like an excuse to invalidate real CSAM. Nobody's invalidating anyone. I think if you were to say like, man, I really hate traffic, what are you saying? You're invalidating, I don't know, some other realistic crime that happens with cars. I don't know, hit and runs. Just because you're just against one thing or you hate traffic doesn't mean that you're
Not even remotely equivalent issues, but again, she's not very smart, as you probably noticed by now.
trying to invalidate everybody else's experience. It was a singular tweet that I had made based upon a topic of being called anti, which I think is a great title.
No one would probably give a shit if she didn't slander a company, because people still remembered what happened to Kusuriko, one of the former Shida Yuri Productions VTubers. She got graduated even though she said that she left on her own. And all of that because she decided to call Cuddly Octopus pedophiles as well. But it didn't end well for her. To this one, nothing's gonna happen because she has a tightly knit small community that just doesn't really give a fuck.
Be called anti-pedo or anti-lolly. It was one post that I had made that everybody decided to blow up when that was not truly my intentions. I have been getting, and my chat knows and my mods know, I have been getting a lot of DMs asking where my body pillow is, where can they get one, how do I get it, and my suppliers. So I don't make any money from the suppliers, like suggesting people to the suppliers. I just genuinely wanted to help people get off that website because I know it's very accessible. So. Doesn't imply underage, by the way, neither does head pats. No, it doesn't, but I think that in the culture and the context that it's usually given, I think it does.
How are you gonna speak about the culture when you know nothing about it?
I'm trying to really scroll through chat to make sure I get through a lot of this. Yeah, kids definitely should not be online without supervision. Or she just talked about everything collectively and not a singular post. Yeah, I could break it all down completely, but I think that feels very like giving excuses, and I'm not trying to cover up or give any excuses. I'm just trying to lay it all out so you can make your own opinion. Nobody's trying to change your opinion or cover anything up. There needs to be a better age verification system online. Okay, moving on, because that's a separate
I need an e-girl verification system.
conversation. It was several, was not just this one. No, there was several. I'm in several over a long course of months on my page that I follow a lot of artists, and since the new Twitter, and this is not an excuse, this is an explanation. I think a lot of artists, and I follow a lot of people from Skeb, they repost and talk.
Again, this is strange. If you follow people for their Skebs or, on Skeb, you're gonna see lolly shit all the damn time. So, again, supporting a page that makes underage porn according to you. Dummy.
Talk about and retweet and like posts from other artists that I think inherently pops up on my feed. I've been going through all of my follows and looking through their posts and looking at their reposts. And really trying to go through and unfollow people that, even if I don't know the character, just even looking at their reposts, their likes, all this stuff, trying to get through it, to really make sure that I don't make that disgusting mistake again. But someone's look 100% like child, what's with those? I did explain that. I explained that, and I don't know how else to explain this because this is just the truth. You can believe it or not. I genuinely didn't know. A lot of them were likes from mindless scrolling. If you look at my likes, I like so many things a day. It's not an excuse. It's purely my explanation, and I still think it's extremely wrong that those were even in my likes. So I just want to take full responsibility for those. And I do think it is hypocritical, and I do think that it is something that is shameful and disgusting, and it's something that's against everything I've ever tried to talk about. So there goes my benefit of the doubt. If she did watch it, did watch what? Because at the end it shows them underage characters posing and doing nasty shit by your standards. End of what video? The Kara video? Because I didn't see the full Kara video. I've only seen the one that was posted to that account, which at the end of that video had the characters like model number, which is the 27-year-old video. I don't know what video. I'm simply asking to
It does. It's getting very repetitive. That's why I'm skipping it out.
Give me a set reference. Some in your little porn stars that I've met through AVN. I think it's been a thing in porn for a long time. And also it's a big stylistic thing, like with the pleated skirts and stuff. And I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just trying to explain that inherently the school uniforms isn't like a lolly pedophilic thing.
Hold on. Saying Oni-chan, giving head pats, that's pedophilic, but school uniforms, no. Like, some consistency, please, to your beliefs. Something.
I think it's just in porn a lot. And a lot of the ecchi, like, aesthetic pictures, are in scenarios like that, and that's honestly my bad for not like double checking where it comes from. I think it's just, unfortunately, the school uniform thing is kind of, oh, my phone, hold on, is a thing that's in porn in general. I'm not saying that it's right. It's just wrong of me to assume that it was, just because of the porn thing, and I should have looked up or...
No. It should be wrong in your mind because it is a school uniform and you can identify it. So it doesn't really mesh with your beliefs.
Like double Google search the images that were on like those ecchi repost things. Let me go through. I don't think drawing age up versions is okay, and I think in some of my likes there were some age up versions, but that was my bad for not knowing the character original age or the character's age. Not knowing or researching characters better. Do you also care to explain the violence in media makes people violent? I think those are two separate conversations, and we're currently talking about this conversation and my involvement. That's why I don't talk about her that much. I genuinely thought Hatsune Miku was 18 because I remember having a conversation with someone and just...
she has. I think she's also has lollies in her phone profile. I'm not sure. I think I saw Ram there or Ram. I think I saw Ram there.
Discord about it, but that's another one of my uneducated, I should have just Googled it, opinions. Not opinion, just mistakes. I think that's gross. That's another uneducated mistake for sure. I think that's just another uneducated mistake for sure.
I think even she's getting tired of talking in circles by now.
Make-believe drawing sounds dumb, IMO. I think, arguing about it is dumb. I'm not trying to argue. I'm trying to explain, and
I mean, you are.
You can make your own decision. No one's trying to hide anything or cover it up or... No one's trying to hide anything. Or say that it's not hypocritical, I think it is, and I think it's disgusting. Con never sued the last VTuber who brought this up and graduated. Seems like we might need to get a run back of this every year.
Yeah,
They can
that's
take legal action.
that's Kusuriko.
They're a big company that can get a legal team if they need to. Which my whole thing wasn't to boycott or report them. My whole thing was to stop, giving them business and people who wanted to
Which would be a type of boycott.
have body pillows out there but didn't want to support that. I have a supplier, which I don't make anything from, that can make the body pillows, and I ship out all my own body pillows. This happened like a year ago as to why I took my body pillow down, which if that doesn't say my true intentions about kind of where my head at is on this conversation, then that's kind of a argument I'm not really willing. I'm not trying to change your opinion. The facts are clearly there. Me as a person is clearly... I think anybody who knows me at all... The main reason why I wanted to just have an actions about it. And it's hard. Girl, all the time it's a disgusting mistake. No one's saying it isn't. And still go... Not could. I don't really want to kind of light that fire, I guess. I mean, it's already been lit, but I'm trying to just explain. Just let it burn out and hopefully have it there. A lot of artists said that all lollies are age up when drawing. Yes, but also my thing is that if I had known they were age up or known that they were underage, I wouldn't have liked them. And I think there's a few of them on there which I do remember liking. A lot of them I don't. I'm not saying it didn't happen. It's very clearly there. You can go through my likes. I did unlike a lot of things so that I could block and unfollow a lot of artists. But I did.
There's an echo? Hold on.
State that I was doing that before I did it because I didn't want anyone to think I was doing that to
It's still echoing.
cover anything up. So I did state that I was doing that. Okay, let's see. I should probably scroll a little bit more. I don't remember throwing anybody under the bus about their intentions. I just said if you'll know my true intentions and you'll see people's true intentions yourself, and you can depict what those intentions are yourself. I didn't even say what your true intentions were. And the good problem from YouTube, it's like calling someone a murderer because maybe they thought about killing a fictional character in a video game. It's just not the same. I think that's a whole other conversation. I'm not here to argue that I'm anti or that people shouldn't be anti lolly or anti that. I'm here to state some of these things. I'm here to clear up some of these things that was in those things of it's one of those things I can't stop this situation or stop these communities from growing or from growing.
At this point, I don't think she has anything else to say. I think it was a wise decision to cut it off. At least for me, the first time I watched it. at the hour mark because she just keeps repeating herself, and she really is not trying to convince anybody, as she said herself. She's just trying to look innocent to her community, a community that just doesn't give a fuck on its own. So why should we? She already said her piece, and even I'm getting annoyed, and I'm starting to look like my avatar over there in the corner. But looking her up, I discovered more cool stuff about her, which I already brought up. Well, it turns out she harassed someone, at least according to that person. I think it was like a year ago or something like that, over a contest that she didn't win. There's Twitter evidence of this, or at least Twitter claims. I'm gonna show you right now. Hold up. Here it is. It's pretty small, so I'm gonna read it. The girl in this video tried to slander me over a fucking kimono mimi ears. There was this set of Melody and Kuromi ears that the ear maker was selling, and because she didn't win them, literally a bitch talked massive shit about me on her stream too. I was in her drag stream too, she went ham about me, I was super pissed. I don't have the video anymore obviously, but I do remember crying to Kayla and my mod Logan about it because I was fucking furious. She straight up told her chat to go after me too. I don't normally do callouts on people, but this shakes me up because it actually angers me that someone like her has the audacity to accuse Cuddly Octopus of CP, when she herself loves lollies and shares plenty of lolly stuff. She literally has Chino body pillow in her BG. Kawaii Grin is a bully, a hypocrite, and honestly I'm not surprised by what has happened. Not only that, but she also says that she's never sold a body pillow on... You know, she did say she sold one. On OP, rather. Or Cuddly Octopus, sorry. She did sell one and removed it after she saw all the quote-unquote CP, even though you'd probably see it right away if you even browse the shop casually. But yeah. There's more of this. Hold up. There was a VOD of this, but it's gone now because Twitch doesn't save that far back. But apparently there were timestamps of this, and this person was quite upset about it. She called me a snickerdoodle bitch. LOL. What does it even mean? Snickerdoodle bitch. But yeah, I was really scared. It was the first time I ever felt pressured and threatened by someone on stream. Like, harass me and stuff. Luckily nobody did, but I was so scared for an entire week about it. I told my mods to stay peeled too. I do have a reason to believe she was drunk on stream, but the fact that her watchers knew who I was kind of has me worried. That can be arranged, Jawa. Give me your user. What you found? The person involved here goes by the name of Kawaii Grin. And yeah, she apparently also harassed someone. I wish that video was still up because I really want to see the context for calling someone a snickerdoodle bitch. To end this off, a rather, frustrating and boring venture into the mind of this e-girl. When I was looking up her model, because I wanted to find a transparent PNG of her to use for the thumbnail, I encountered a video. I didn't expect a video like that would exist after such a thing, because, stranger things happen, but apparently someone tried to get banned from her Discord server and recorded it as a speedrun. And there's video of this, which I'm gonna show you now. It's something. Hold up. That Minecraft model gets me. Whoever you are, sir, you are a hero. Gron is her, by the way. That's she's the admin, and that's her name on Discord. He's doing a little snooping before he unleashes his main weapon. Target located. He did it. He made it, guys. 2 minutes 20 seconds. Yeah, I don't know what to say. The video has like 17 views, and I found it. But I'm really glad I did. So, yeah, that's the history of Kawaii Grin. Hopefully we'll never see her again, but as we all know with these aunties, they always come back in some shape or fashion. So I don't know what to say. Like, she's dumb. That's the summary. She's just dumb. Hypocrisy doesn't even begin to describe it what she does. So it's very, very fucking weird, and I don't understand it. I sometimes try to understand the mind of aunties, but it's usually very pointless to do so, as it just doesn't line up with my own type of thinking, and it always baffles me how they come to these conclusions, because I'm a boomer, at least by internet standards, and these types of things didn't exist during my time. Just people didn't behave like this. You went to a forum, you discussed your anime, you talked about cute lollies. There weren't these cool terms like kani, like calling things kani or anything like that. People were just kind of normal and casual about it. Whenever someone you would describe as an auntie came along, they were immediately told to just go and fuck off, and that was it. Like, these people were extremely rare back in the day, so much so that you would think that they didn't even exist. So this is even more frustrating since, she's decked out in anime merchandise, her avatar is anime based, everything about her screams anime, but she doesn't know anything about it. She doesn't read manga, she doesn't watch anime, she doesn't play any weeb games, not even Pokemon, nothing. She just plays shooters and just really likes the aesthetic. And goes after people for liking the same things that she does. Grift is right, tourism is also. Another thing I'd probably like to talk about, but that's for another stream, if there even is one. Making time to actually do anything like this is extremely difficult for me, since spending 2+ hours on anything extra during the day kinda goes against my schedules, which are already pretty tight. So I don't know whenever anything new is gonna pop up, but I'd really like to talk about the Harry Potter situation, because it's really getting out of hand, especially in the VTuber sphere. Before this stream even started, I got a DM from someone saying that a VTuber is getting mass harassed because she decided she's just gonna play Harry Potter. I don't even know if any of you guys know about the Harry Potter situation, but considering a lot of you follow me, I'm guessing you do. But the gist of it is people are making a big stink because the new Hogwarts game is coming out, and since J.K. Rowling has transphobic views, of course buying that game is gonna be haram for people, and you're gonna be the worst person imaginable if you do, and you're gonna be roasted over coals if you even mention the game in any positive light. So that's what's happening to people, and it's really getting out of hand. Considering the usual suspects that usually go and harass people are the ones leading the charge against the people that want to play the game just for the sake of playing the game, not to make any kind of statement, not to support J.K. Rowling or anything like that. It's really disappointing. It's frustrating. That's why I keep all of this shit to Twitter. And doing long form content like this can be pretty exhausting on your mind, as well as your body, since you have to deal with things that are extremely frustrating to go through. But someone has to do it, and it is interesting to some degree. I have to admit that some people are fascinating, even though they're extremely frustrating to think about. But yeah, that's pretty much the story for that one. If you guys have any questions or queries, now is the time to do so, since I'll be ending the stream pretty soon. Let me just go back to this excellent intro video or loading screen video that I have here. And since I have all of you guys here with me right now, this one was made by my best friend called Axel Layer. I will link his profile into the chat in a second, so you can guys check out his videos. He's much more interesting than me. Like, that goes without any kind of argument. He makes excellent documentary-style videos about video games and anime, and his video editing capabilities are off the charts, and I'm really surprised he doesn't have more subscribers than he does. He's a really amazing guy, and his work is even more amazing. So, hold up. Let me just link his profile. There it is, you can follow that around. He doesn't do much on Twitter, he just updates shit posts a bit. His main point of interest is making YouTube videos. Takes him a long while, but considering his production values, it's well worth your time and his own time. I hope he gets more popular. And yeah, that's my shilling content for this time around. Put some background music on because it's getting very quiet around here. Just put it really silent. There we go. If you guys want future streams at any point about anything, just do let me know. I'm pretty much doing this just as an offhand. I don't plan to do anything like special or major with this. I just wanted to try a different format, something a bit more freeform. Because talking about video content that's hours upon hours long is kind of difficult on Twitter because you need to make clips. And even then, unless you have Twitter Blue, making several posts about a singular topic in a thread is very hard to follow, especially if this is a more complex issue like this one. So yeah, please let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. I'll probably think about some long fork topic that can be discussed later on, because I don't want to make singular edited videos about, hey guys, this anti said something mean in a tweet. Watch my 1 minute video. How fun is that? It's not fun to make and it's not fun to talk about. That's why I keep all of this shit to Twitter. Because the format just doesn't mesh well together. If it did, I'd be making many more videos for which I don't have time. There's a lot of things. If I do want to make more of this type of streaming content, I would probably have to improve a lot of things, including actually getting rid of this weird voiceover thing that I have, or getting a better one, because I really fucked up my sound settings on this one, and if I disable it right now, you can barely fucking listen to me. Like, I am barely audible without using it. So, lesson learned, don't install voiceover mods for shits and giggles. Just don't do it. You'll regret it like I do. Well, yeah, that's it. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed yourself to some capacity. Because I did. I had fun talking with you guys. It was pretty fun. Yeah, the voice changer is a problem. Like, if you want to shitpost, you have to shitpost hard. And I shitposted just a bit too hard to the sun. And I kind of fell down with this, but again, you live and learn. I'll play you out with this excellent song. Hold up. And I do wonder what kind of tolerance Susan has for this kind of content. I mean, Rev is doing alright. He doesn't get banned. I imagine most of his stuff is not monetized. Not that I'm looking to monetize anything. It's just kind of impossible, I guess, with this kind of content, because it's just gonna get flagged for all kinds of shit. And especially since I play music that I want to play, I just kind of don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna be looking for royalty-free music. That's shit. Just want to listen to the things that I like. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Stay off Twitter and stay hydrated.
You've been gone for far too long, past the point of no return. You've been to hell